Shalom. All right. This lesson will be entitled, What's a Good Woman of God? Entitled is What's a Woman of God? What's a Woman of God? And that will be the title of this lesson. Let's give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Bahashem, HaKwadash. That's the true ancient pillar of Hebrew tongue, the Lord's speaking ancient of days, which this world today ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. All right. And what brought me to this topic is a lot of you women, you American women, especially you so-called black women, love to endorse yourselves on how y'all think that you're a woman of the Lord, thinking that you're a woman of God, or you portray yourself to be a woman of the Lord, but you put yourself on a high standard, not understanding that you're supposed to be, a man ain't supposed to wow you. He's supposed to be wowing a man. You shouldn't put yourself on a scale of today. A woman of God is a woman who have her own business, her own successful way of living, have her own home, her own things, cars, and pretty much independent, who just wants that second partner to be just as well as her or better than her in finances. That's a woman of God to y'all today. It ain't nothing about doing for the man, being a housewife, or not even just a housewife, but a woman who take care of her family, making sure her man eats a meal when he comes home, the house is clean, and raising the kids, and being taking authority over her man, over the husband, taking authority over the husband, making it known that he's the head and she's not. That is what you women do not understand. What is a woman of the Lord is. When it comes to the Bible and the worldly ways, there's two different gods that you women serve. You don't consider to follow the Heavenly Father of the Bible that you so-called say you do. You follow the ways of your own lustful hearts. And so does the man, but we're talking about, women from being of the world and women being of the Heavenly Father, who follows the law, statutes, commandments, who fears the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah. All right? Those are two different women. And we can't get them confused, man. Starting with Proverbs 31, chapter 31 and verse 10 says, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is above rubies," man. Why is it something above the most valuable thing on earth? A ruby is worth billions. So, it's worth more than some diamonds, man. So, what woman set that high? A virtuous woman, a woman of the Lord is. And today, you women, you're not set on high like that. You're not something a man sees and he understands immediately that he's found the one. We have to run a test on y'all as much as y'all said that y'all have to figure us out. But it's really you women who plays both sides. You love to play sneaky. You love to play to be the emotional one, and yet being the one who always going and doing stuff without your man knowing your true intentions. A lot of women play mischief for their own gain and for their own values and what they can manipulate to get their way with. To it's all about now. This is what I have to post. It's a status, it's a standard, a worldly globe standard that a woman's supposed to have this and that to be happy. You're supposed to have $1 million or a 6-figure husband, 7-figure husband, with a 10-inch penis and lots of money, buff, and it can give you the time of day when you want it. That's a fairy tale. That's a fairy tale that Babylon, the world, as America, has sold you, which is a lie. Ruled by the wicked. We know that we're in a place of the wicked. Babylon the Great. Spewed of lies and controversy. Spewed of crisis and wars. Rape, rob, and murder. It's all over this place. Sodomy, everything, man, has been pushed and embedded into the nations that lives here and thrives here. Okay, this place is set for destruction. But back to the women, you have learned their ways. The women of Israel, you so-called Black, Hispanics, Native Indians, are women of these nations, which fit the curse of Deuteronomy 28. Y'all fit the description of a woman who doesn't understand what a real man is, because y'all have turned y'all ways from the scriptures, and have turned y'all ways away from righteous men. Righteous men today is something that disgusts y'all. It's too much. It's too overwhelming. You feel like you have no freedom. You feel like you can't do this, you can't do that, because you feel like you're bound to nothing. But really, you're bound to riches of rubies. Men of the Lord, okay, we're considered the same, man. But such as a virtuous woman is held up on a high scale, because that's something that cuts any woman in any nation to be holy and virtuous to a man, and to serve her man with pure love and pure happiness, knowing what her purpose is. Okay, and we're gonna get into that. It says in Proverbs chapter 31 and 11, it says, the heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. And you see that? No need of having to give anything away. No need to have to sell most of his things to make it. The woman's doing things to bring upon the foundation of his home, man. She's adding to it. She's putting towards things to it. All these things, she's making it into her own palace, her own place of where she is honored by her husband. Continuing on, it says in Proverbs 31 and 12, she will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Okay? This man doesn't have to worry about what she's doing, what her true intentions are, being a virtuous woman. Her husband will come home knowing that he's at peace. He's not at war. He's not, being attacked for no reason because the woman is unhappy. The woman is happily to be home. The woman is happily to do these things for him. That's what you women who say you're a woman of God don't do. Okay? In this day and age, we're supposed to keep these for generation to generation, the ways of righteousness. But you haven't kept the ways of righteousness. And you can't play tick for tack. Or the y'all man haven't either, and yes man have. It's the men that you chosen. You choose the bad guy. I'll make all these stories all day long. Or I can have any man. I can have this, but I'm not gonna date no ugly person. Them ugly ones is the ones you need. Them ugly ones is the ones that's gonna take care of you and give you the time of day to make sure the house is clean, and things are set up and prepped for your husband to get home for dinner, and love, all that thing, all these things, man. That is what is a good woman of the Lord is. Okay. Continuing on in Proverbs chapter 31. This is verse 14. I'm going to read all the way down to verse 31. All the way to 31. Alright. I'm going to read back and start back at the top of Proverbs 31 and verse 10. It says, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. Alright. And verse 12 says, she would do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. Okay? A woman who's down to the core, always, doing things that are beautiful because it's by her hands. She ain't out here buying it from everybody. She's doing it herself. She's willing to learn and to be, able to do a lot. That's what you call a woman who has a mindset of doing for herself, not just for herself, but doing for a man. That is a real woman, a virtuous woman that to build baskets and to build things for the house, furniture to make it into, chopping wood, shit like that, in the back of the yard. chopping up them trees, making sure you're putting that furniture and things that we need inside the house before I get home, before the man gets home. You know, that is, for a man to come home from all them days of hard work and be at peace at home, knowing he got somewhere to lay now. He got somewhere to do what he wanted to do because the woman had helped him, these things. And of course, the man is going to help too. But, the woman who does this out of the will of following the Heavenly Father is a righteous woman above all the other women, man. There's all you women that they not doing that shit. You're not building your home with your man. You're not, tilling the ground to garden it. You're not doing all these things. You want to load of cash and to go shopping. That's all you want. And continuing on, Proverbs 31 verse 14 says, "She is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar," which means she gets the best of the best. She gets the freshest foods, the freshest fruits. All right, verse 15, "She riseth also while it is yet night, and give meat to her husband, and a portion of her maidens." You see that? So she's a provider. She's gonna make sure that everyone gets their portions, man. All right, that's what a virtuous woman, a virtuous wife is. Verse 16, she considereth a field and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands, she planteth a vineyard, but she's making sure that the things she will need to prolong her wages and things like that to make sure the man is good. She's gonna look for more land to buy and to do more with it. You see that? So she's keeping her foundation strong. All right, for many generations. All right, being an overseer, being an overlooker over the house, man. That's what we need. Because a lot of these women today don't know how to do anything other than put certain foods together in the kitchen. You don't know how to go out and pick herbs and pick fruits, seeds, and plant them in the ground, and wait to certain seasons and dates to harvest them. You don't know how to do these things. You're not training yourself to learn how to be a true virtuous woman. You're training yourself to be a ruler over men, to down men, to make them feel as though that when you step in, you was the key to it all. Other than it's really the man, it's really the Heavenly Father and the man who have drawn you to that person. All right. Or if you ever got to that point to where you thought that you was the one doing it all, the Lord put these people in your life, all right, to take care of them. The Lord's using you to take care of that man, that righteous man that you can't see that is righteous. All right. Continuing on. In Proverbs chapter 31:19, "She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the staff. She stretches out her hand to the poor. Yeah, she reaches forth her hands to the needy." You see that? She says she is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates. He sitteth among the elders of the land. She maketh fine linen, and selleth it, and delivereth the girdles unto the merchant. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. See that? She opened her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. You see that? She doesn't go and eat things that brings dishonor to her home, that brings dishonor to her. She don't take other advice from other women. She does what she's supposed to do. She minds her business. She take her nose out of things that don't consider in her business, man. Which means she's not in everybody else's face and telling her business and telling everybody else's business. She's finding her way to make everything of her happiness is her home, bringing it to her home, selling and making money. Being a woman that you would call today, kind of independent, but I won't say independent, but doing it in the honor and just of being a wife. Period. Simple as that. Being a wife is more. It was in that time more than just being a wife today. It was everything to a woman to have a home, to be, you know, to have that as her asset, taking care and feeding the grounds and tilling, making sales off of linen and clothes, being good at what she does and benefiting from it, happiness and physical happiness, happiness spiritually, having the words of wisdom, knowing what humbling is, actually knowing how to be humble, because she's given to the poor. What woman who has made it today and goes around the city just giving to the poor? Y'all give to people who already have money, these charities, and y'all already know these monies are getting distributed to be in, because the people who's really needing help are on the streets. They ain't hard to find, but these charities ain't on the streets. What charity that that has a van that has been taking money or getting money from someone who has money and giving it to the poor? You rich women out there, you Atlanta women, I'm still talking about Israel. Y'all haven't done nothing for the people. All y'all care about is me, 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 me. But y'all think y'all the best woman. Y'all think y'all women of the Lord. Tyler Perry cast people, Meet the Browns. I think that's a way of how to be a woman of the Lord. Or you see these Christian movies, y'all think those are women, the ways of the Lord. Or by you reading the scriptures and listen to the prophets that's rising up in these last days now, telling you what is a virtuous woman, reading from the book that you can read in your own book. This is the differences, man. It says in back to Proverbs chapter 31:26, she opens her mouth with wisdom, and her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. And that's what y'all love. Y'all just want the man to praise y'all, and y'all not doing shit. But your kids don't wake up and say blessed. And blessed. You just hearing that blessed every day by your kids and your husband, and you being praised because of the work you've put into the family, the things you do to bring light and kindness, and your kindness of words, the wisdom of kindness, just speaking, everything, it feels abundant, man. It's like a dream come true woman right here. Flowers in the grass, and plants, the foods, everything is fresh made from the wife, and she's gonna do that every time it needs to be done. You can't get nothing better than that. But y'all want all this and all that from a man. But what are you doing to do your part as a woman of the Lord? See? Continuing on. In Proverbs chapter 31, verse 29, many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain. But a woman that fears the Lord, she shall be praised. You see that? You can do all the favors in the world, and people know that you ain't truly for them. And you can have the most beauty in the world, but you can cause somebody the much pain they have ever experienced in their life. It could be vain, man. Your beauty is vain. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It's are you willing to fear the Heavenly Father? Is what truly matters. That's the one who should be praised, because she knows the laws. She knows and she keeps them, and she lives in them, and she operates in the law, because she fears the true Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. And you women who don't understand that, you need to understand this is also in 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. The woman was created for us. It was created for us. And this is Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7 says, Be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And you women out there who are married to these good men, and you doing them wrong, you're going to get that 10 times. You're going to get that, whatever you got, you're going to get that shit back on you. And it might not be the way you did it. It might be even worse. And it might be in a way that's not even in the same way you did that man wrong. It might just be you getting judged. It might be in a terrible car accident. The Lord's going to judge you. All right? And it can be your life. Galatians 6 and 8 says, For he that soweth to his flesh shall the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. And that's why we continue to do the works of the Heavenly Father, giving this information to our people, telling them their about their iniquities and their transgressions against the Heavenly Father and His law, statutes, and commandments that He has placed for us to follow and to do them and to keep them. All right, among all these nations who are evil and wicked and set their heads against us. All right, who know who we are. All right, and knows how powerful we are, knows that our God is true and alive, man. They know these things, but our own people don't consider these things and don't take them in consideration. That's why we're in this state, because Deuteronomy 28, man, the curses that we're in, our righteousness and virtues are gone and disappeared. But there is still hope in some in these last days. So y'all can take heed to these things, man. Okay? And it says in Galatians chapter 6 and 9, saying, Let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. So what? Keeping the faith. All right? And what is that? You know, if we faint not, which means what? We have to suffer, man. We have to be able to suffer and to be patient, which is long suffering, man. We'll have to be able to endure these hardships that we are partaking in these last days. And they are good. They are good for the reasons they are. It says, As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith, which is the men of the Lord, the hopeful elect, 94,000 elect, which we hope to be the true men of the Lord, who believes in your names, Yahweh Shemi Shine. With that, I hope all things are edifying. You women that's out there, this is a way of being a virtuous woman. This is a true way of being a woman of the Lord, to honor and to do things the Lord asks you and commands you to do, to be a virtuous woman. Do them. Do them. And do them with happiness. Do them and take glad in all these things, man. Because that is a true way to find out a man's heart and for him to honor you and to praise you, man. All right? Hope everything's edified. Shalom.